Welcome back. I'm Josh from the Wine Tastings Guide, and today I'm tasting another wine with you briefly. Today it's a red Burgundy from Domaine Pavelot, who this producer is based there. Most of their vineyard holdings are in Savigny-les-Beaune, which is a small village in the southern part of the Côte d'Or, in what's called the Côte de Beaune. And he mostly is known for his Savigny-les-Beaune Premier Cru wines. I think he makes one Grand Cru. There are no Grand Crus in that village in Savigny, but there is, I think he makes a Corton. But he's really known for his Savigny-les-Beaunes. And of all the different Premier Cru vineyards that he grows, La Dominode is arguably the best and most famous, probably because it's the biggest and most muscular of the wines in my experience. But these are great because they're a great value, because they're not Grand Cru wines, but yet he's a stellar producer. And Le Dominode, for example, is a great vineyard, and he really makes a powerful wine from it. So this is the 2001, which was a good vintage. It was not as ripe and forward as 2002, the year after, which got more attention for that reason. But really wines that express their terroir beautifully and were a little bit more classic and austere in their youth. But I'm curious now to see at almost 15 years of age, or about 15 years of age, how this is doing. So it's got a very dark color. For red Burgundy can often be a little bit lighter in color. This is pretty dark. In the nose, it's still a little closed up and young. It's not throwing a lot of complexity at you, but it does have a deep kind of smoky depth to it that shows you there's a lot of stuff in there. Probably needs a little air to open up. But it's definitely on the dark side of fruit, like dark blackberry and black currant, kind of concentrated dark fruit. And again, there's this kind of smoky earthiness to it that I think, in my experience, I haven't had a ton of these wines, but in the ones I've had, it kind of seems to be its MO, that they often have this kind of smoky thing going on to it. It's very dense. Again, you might think that if you don't drink a lot of Burgundy, you might think of them as being a little more on the lean side, not as fruit forward and fat as a Bordeaux or Cabernet or things like that, or a Rhone wine. But this has a really dark fruit character to it. It's very dense in the mouth. I wouldn't say it's like flamboyant and sweet like a California Cabernet or Zinfandel like that, but it has a density to it that's really powerful. But it's really well balanced. It's got a little bit of kind of chalky tannins to it, and earthiness, and other kind of, even some mushroomy kind of hints coming out of kind of umami flavors. It's delicious. If you like Burgundies that are on the little more muscular side, you could almost think that this was like a Côte Rôtie or another Rhone wine, but it seems appropriate for it. It still tastes like Pinot Noir. It still is appropriate for Burgundy. And again, the Dominode vineyard, in my experience at least, seems to have that kind of more muscular, dense, and smoky kind of personality that it almost does have a little bit of a Côte Rôtie kind of character to it, which in the northern Rhone, Côte Rôtie is Syrah. It's a totally different grape, totally different region, but it has some of that smoky, dense, dark fruit to it that's similar here. Overall, very nice. I think it's actually still very young. At 15 years of age, I think this could go another 10 years and still be on its upslope. But it's delicious to drink now. It's not overly tannic or acidic or anything like that that's off-putting. It's just, I think it'll even show more complexity and depth as it opens up a little bit more. I think I have a couple more bottles to try down the road. But again, Pavelot, I definitely recommend you checking them out. His Savigny-les-Beaunes are very good, and they really are I mean, Burgundy prices have gotten ridiculous lately, especially for big name Premier Crus and Grand Crus from big vineyards. I mean, big villages like Vosne-Romanée and Chambolle and Gevrey. But Savigny-les-Beaune has remained, they're not cheap, but they've remained a relative value that I think this shows. It can age a long time. It's deep and dense and complex. It's a great wine, so enjoy. Until next time.